Welcome. This is going to be a fun video for me. Shout out to a sister by the name of Bobby Gibb, the first sister to ever sneak into the Boston Marathon and run. You guys know how I feel about exercise. So give me 1 second to get this video dialed up, and then we're going to come back and discuss it. Give me one moment. All right, here we go.
For Bobby Gibb, running is about feeling the world around her.
I just wanted to experience life, and this running was a time when I felt that life force of the universe.
The ground under her feet, the freshness of the ocean breeze, the sounds of the trees.
Love the sense of the world kind of whirling by, and it's like this universal flow of energy.
But back in her 20s, running represented much more to Bobby, a way to knock down the barriers that women faced. In 1966, the Winchester native applied to run in the Boston Marathon, back then an all-men's race, but got a letter back saying,
women are not physiologically able to run marathon distances. We can't take the medical liability. I crumpled it up and threw it away.
She decided in that moment that she would find a way, any way, to run the Boston Marathon. She was living in San Diego, got herself home, convinced her initially reluctant mother to drive her to the start line, and told her,
do this that people think is impossible. It's going to throw into question all the other misconceptions and false beliefs about women.
Once she got to Hopkinton, she ran around town for 40 minutes to warm up and also find a place where she could sneak into the race. She eventually found some forsythia bushes not too far from the start line where she was able to hide and then jump into the race pack. She was wearing her brother's Bermuda shorts, boy sneakers, and a hoodie to try to disguise herself. After a while, the runners around her did figure it out, but they were thrilled to have her there.
At first, they didn't realize I was a woman. And then I could feel the studious silence behind me. And I could hear the guys behind me talking, is that a girl? Is that a girl? And I turn around and they go, it is a woman. Wow, this is fantastic. This is the kind of country I love to run.
Bobby went on to have a working career, which not many women had back in those days, as a lawyer and later as an artist. She continues to create paintings and sculptures.
All right. Shout out to that sister Bobby. But before I finish my little quick rant, I want to debunk something. Now, if you guys heard clearly, it sounds like she referred to the universe like twice. So I'm asking and praying that y'all can show her the truth, because the universe is not him. That's what these new agers try to get you to believe. And basically, that's just a no-no. But back to the topic. This sister has a lot of heart, brave, and a lot of guts. The first thing I want to highlight was when she got to the Boston Marathon race, she warmed up for 40 minutes. 40 minutes. And then on top of that, the Boston Marathon is 26 miles. So I know that sister has to have a lot of stamina, a lot of endurance, and a lot of patience, because that is something to do. In the Boston Marathon, let me be quite honest with you, and I'm not putting these people down, I just read up on this stuff a lot. A lot of these people start the race, but they can't finish it because it's too long. And they may go for like maybe 2 or 3 miles, then after that, they just quit, they get tired, they get worn out. But for this sister, and maybe she was trying to call herself showing out, because for a 40-minute warm-up, that's a long time. And then she completed the marathon race. And I wanted to say, shout out to that sister Bobby. That's a wonderful accomplishment, and I'm glad that she was working out like that. And let me go ahead and say this too. I have gotten to the point to where, this is a little side note here, you know how I always do. When I'm driving, or if I'm in a neighborhood and I see people jogging or, exercising, it's to a point to where I'm rolling down my window. I want to give them words of encouragement. I'm clapping for them. I'm hollering. I'm telling them, keep going. You can do it. That's how much exercise is important. We must work out. We have to exercise. And this lady, Bobby Gibb, she clearly has a lot of endurance. In fact, I'm going to have to see what her regiment was. How does she have that much endurance? I mean, I think that I have some endurance when I'm working out, but this sister clearly is remarkable.